Hello everyone, welcome back to SophieTalk.
Real English, real conversations.
I'm Sophie.
And I'm Leo.
Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back. I'm Sophie, and I'm really glad you're here with us today. Maybe you want to speak English more comfortably in everyday life without feeling nervous around people you don't know. Or perhaps you just want to rest for a while and let some gentle English wash over you. Whatever brought you here today, this episode is for you. Today, we're going to talk about something small but meaningful: how to make easy, natural small talk with a stranger. It's a simple skill, but it can make travel easier, exams feel calmer, and everyday moments feel warmer. There's no need to follow along quickly. You can simply listen and let the words settle in at their own pace. I am joined today by my wonderful co-host, Leo.
Hello. Thank you, Sophie. Hi to all our wonderful listeners. Yes, absolutely. This is a topic close to my heart because for a long time, I found it very hard to speak to anyone I didn't know. I would stand quietly in a line or wait for the elevator in complete silence, even when part of me wanted to say something. Over time, though, I learned that this doesn't need to feel heavy at all. Today, Sophie and I are going to share gentle techniques, soft phrases, and a few quiet stories that will help you feel more at ease speaking to strangers in English. Before we begin, I want you to let go of any pressure. You don't need perfect grammar, you don't need the perfect sentence. And if you're thinking about an exam, remember, examiners are not looking for a memorized speech. They're listening for calm, natural communication. And that's exactly what we're going to build together today.
What helps most in an exam or in real life is simply being calm and open. Confidence with a stranger isn't something you're born with. It's something that grows slowly, one small conversation at a time. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's begin gently. Let's start with a few simple words for today's topic. A stranger means someone you don't know yet. Small talk means a short, easy conversation about simple things. An observation means something you notice and quietly say out loud. A follow-up question means a small extra question that keeps the conversation warm and alive. And to wrap up a conversation means to bring it to a soft, comfortable end.
Here are some natural example sentences. I sat quietly next to a stranger on the train, and we ended up talking for the whole journey. We made some easy small talk while waiting for the bus, just about the weather. She noticed the rain outside and made a small observation about it, which started the conversation. He asked a gentle follow-up question about my trip, so I knew he was really listening. After a few minutes, we wrapped up the conversation warmly, and I walked away feeling good.
Now, let's talk quietly about why speaking to a stranger can feel difficult. When we see someone we don't know, our mind sometimes goes still, unsure what to say. This feeling is completely normal. It happens to almost everyone, even people who speak English very well, and even people who feel confident in most other parts of their life. There's no need to judge yourself for feeling this way.
That's such a kind thing to remember. Most strangers are not thinking about judging you. They're usually thinking about their own quiet thoughts, their own day, their own small worries. When someone speaks to them gently, most people feel relief, not discomfort. A small, calm sentence is often more than enough to open a small, warm space between two people.
I've actually felt that relief myself on the receiving end. Someone once made a small comment to me on a difficult day, and it genuinely helped, more than they probably realized.
That's such a lovely thing to carry with you. Small words really can hold more weight than we expect.
Let's talk about the first idea, using a simple observation instead of a question. You don't need something clever. You could simply say, "This line is moving slowly today," or "It's really quiet outside this evening." These small comments feel light, easy, and safe for both people. They don't ask for anything. They just gently share a moment.
An observation feels gentle because it doesn't demand a big answer. It simply shares a small moment. And if the other person doesn't answer right away, that's completely fine too. Sometimes people just need a quiet second before they're ready to respond. Silence, even for a moment or two, is not a sign that something has gone wrong.
Let's talk softly about where this can happen. It could be while waiting in a line, standing near someone in a lift, sitting next to a stranger on a train, or waiting quietly before a video call begins. Each place is a little different, but the feeling is the same. Notice something small and say it gently.
In a lift, for example, you might simply say, "It's been a long day, hasn't it?" On a train, you could gently comment on the view outside the window or simply on how quiet the carriage feels. These small words are enough to open a warm, easy moment.
Let's also talk gently about larger, more social places, like a party or a small work event. These can feel a little more overwhelming because there are many strangers at once, not just one. In these moments, it helps to breathe slowly and focus on just one person rather than the whole room. A calm question like, "What brought you here today?" is enough to begin.
That question feels open, but never heavy. It gives the other person room to answer in their own way, with as much or as little detail as they feel comfortable sharing. There's no pressure in it at all, and that softness is exactly what makes it feel safe for both people.
And what about neighbors? Someone you might see often but never really speak to. A gentle question like, "Have you lived here long?" can quietly open a door. You don't need to become close right away. Sometimes a small, warm exchange, repeated slowly over time, is enough to build a real connection.
I like that idea. Connection doesn't need to happen all at once. It can grow slowly, the same way trust grows slowly, one small, calm moment after another.
There's something else worth mentioning gently here. Small talk can feel a little different depending on where you are in the world. In some places, people move quickly into personal topics, family, work, even feelings. In many English-speaking places, though, people usually begin somewhere softer. The weather, the day, something simple and shared. It's not a rule, just a quiet pattern worth knowing.
That's a gentle thing to notice. And honestly, weather is such a safe, quiet place to begin almost anywhere in the world. A simple line like, "It's such a calm day today," rarely feels wrong. It's not exciting, but it isn't meant to be. It's just meant to be easy. And easy is exactly what we want when we're speaking with someone new.
From there, a conversation can slowly add a little more warmth. You might follow with something like, "It's such a calm day, I almost didn't want to come inside." That small extra detail lets a little of your own feelings show, gently, without asking too much of the other person.
Let's also talk quietly about video calls, since so many of us meet strangers this way now too. Sometimes before a meeting begins, there's a soft, uncertain silence. Everyone waiting, unsure who should speak first. In that quiet moment, a small comment can ease things gently for the whole group, not only for you.
Something as simple as, "I like your background," or a soft question like, "How has your week been?" can turn that silence into something warmer. Nobody needs to fill every second. Even one gentle sentence is enough to soften the space.
And what if the conversation doesn't lead anywhere further? What if you never see that person again? That's completely all right too. Not every small talk moment needs to become a friendship. Sometimes a short, kind exchange is simply its own quiet gift. A small moment of warmth in an ordinary day. Nothing more needed.
That's such a gentle way to think about it. A 5-minute conversation doesn't have to lead anywhere to be worth having. You walk away a little lighter, and often so does the other person, even if neither of you ever learns the other's name.
If you're preparing for something like an IELTS speaking exam, this same soft approach can help you there too. Sometimes examiners ask, Do you enjoy talking to new people? Or tell me about a time you spoke with a stranger. You don't need a dramatic story. A calm, simple memory told slowly and clearly is often exactly what feels most natural, and natural is what examiners are really listening for.
I like that reminder. Let me share a small, quiet example. Once I was sitting alone at a small café, and an older woman sat down nearby with a cup of tea. I simply said, "This place is so peaceful in the afternoon, isn't it?" She smiled and said she came here every week for exactly that reason. We talked gently for a few minutes about nothing important at all, and then we both went back to our quiet afternoons.
That's such a soft, simple story, and that's exactly the point. Nothing dramatic happened, no big topic, no clever joke. Just two people sharing a small, calm moment and then continuing on with their day. That is what small talk really is at its heart, a gentle pause shared with another person.
And if you were telling that story in an exam or to a friend, you wouldn't need to make it bigger than it was. You could simply say it exactly as it happened, slowly, honestly, in your own words. That honesty is often what makes an answer sound most fluent, more than any advanced vocabulary ever could.
Travel is another gentle place where this often happens. Waiting quietly at an airport or sitting beside someone on a long journey. Time moves slowly in these moments, and a soft comment like, "Do you know if this flight is on time?" can turn a long, quiet wait into something a little warmer.
I remember once, on a delayed train, I simply said to the person next to me, "It looks like we'll be here a little longer than planned." We ended up talking quietly for almost an hour about nothing important, just gently passing the time together. When the train finally moved, we said a warm goodbye, and that was enough.
That's a lovely example of how small talk can turn a difficult moment, like a delay, into something softer and more human. The situation didn't change, but the feeling of waiting became a little lighter, simply because it was shared.
Parks and quiet outdoor spaces are gentle places for this too. If someone is sitting on a nearby bench or walking a dog along the same path, a soft comment about the weather or the dog or how quiet the park feels today is often all it takes. There's something about open, calm spaces that makes conversation feel easier, less rushed.
I think that's true. Outdoors, there's more room to breathe, literally and quietly inside us too. Maybe that's why so many gentle conversations happen while walking, on a park bench, or waiting for a bus in the fresh air. The space itself invites something soft and unhurried.
This line is moving slowly today.
This line is moving slowly today.
How long have you had him?
How long have you had him?
I really like your background.
I really like your background.
What brought you here today?
What brought you here today?
Have you lived here long?
Have you lived here long?
It's been a long day, hasn't it?
It's been a long day, hasn't it?
It was really nice talking with you.
It was really nice talking with you.
I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day.
I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day.
This place is so peaceful this afternoon.
This place is so peaceful this afternoon.
It looks like we'll be here a little longer than planned.
It looks like we'll be here a little longer than planned.
It's such a calm day today.
It's such a calm day today.
Waiting rooms are another quiet place worth mentioning, at a doctor's office or somewhere similar. Everyone is a little still, a little private, but often open to a soft word.
That's true. A gentle comment there. Something like, "It's taking a bit longer today, isn't it?" can make the wait feel less lonely for both people.
Wherever it happens, in a park, on a train, in a lift, or on a quiet video call, the same gentle idea stays true. You don't need many words, you simply need to notice something small and be willing to say it softly, without expecting anything in return.
Let's talk about the second idea now, keeping the conversation gentle with a small follow-up question. If someone mentions they have a dog, you could softly ask, "How long have you had him?" This shows that you're truly listening without needing to say very much at all.
A small follow-up question can feel like a soft light in the conversation. It doesn't need to be clever or deep. Just noticing and asking a little more is often enough to make someone feel comfortable and cared for. It tells them, without needing many words, that you were really listening.
And finally, let's talk quietly about ending a conversation. A gentle ending might be, "It was really nice talking with you. I should get going now." Or, "I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day." These simple words leave a warm, calm feeling behind for both people.
Ending with kindness matters just as much as beginning with it. A soft goodbye can make the whole conversation feel complete and comfortable. Nobody is left wondering if the moment ended awkwardly. It simply closes gently, like the end of a quiet song. Before we move into today's practice, let's gather everything into a short, simple summary. We talked about why speaking to a stranger can feel difficult, and why that feeling is completely normal.
We talked about using a soft observation instead of a big question and how that feels safer for everyone. We talked about different places this can happen: waiting in a line, in a lift, on a train, on a video call, at a small event, in a waiting room, and even with a neighbor you see often.
We also talked about keeping the conversation warm with a small follow-up question, and ending it gently with a few kind words. None of these ideas are complicated. They're small, soft tools, and like anything gentle, they become easier the more you practice them.
There's one more quiet thought worth sharing before we practice. If your first attempt at small talk doesn't go perfectly, that's completely okay. Maybe the other person seems distracted or the conversation ends quickly. That doesn't mean you did something wrong. It simply means that moment wasn't quite right, and that's all right. There will be another quiet moment, another stranger, another small chance. Some days feel easier than others, and that unevenness is simply part of learning anything gentle and human.
I really love that comparison. Floating only works when you stop resisting, and I think confidence works exactly that quiet way.
Exactly. The fear doesn't need to disappear completely, it just needs a little less resistance from us.
If you're studying for something like IELTS, remember, you don't need to memorize any of this. Let the patterns settle in gently, and when you speak, use your own city, your own day, your own quiet stories. Natural, personal answers, spoken calmly, will always sound stronger than anything memorized word for word.
And if you're simply here to relax, to rest, or to fall asleep gently to the sound of these words, that's perfectly all right too. Even resting while listening is its own quiet kind of learning. Your mind absorbs more than you might realize, even in stillness.
Before we move into our gentle shadowing practice, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a small, quiet memory of talking to a stranger, on a train, in a line, anywhere at all, we'd love for you to share it softly in the comments below.
Even one small sentence about your own experience helps other listeners feel less alone in this. Just a few words are enough. There's no pressure to write something long.
And that's exactly what we're going to do now. Let's slow down even more and move into today's gentle shadowing practice. This part is simple. First, you'll hear a short sentence. Just listen quietly. Notice the rhythm. Notice how the words connect. Then, you'll hear it again, and this time you can repeat it softly at your own pace. There's no rush at all.
Take a slow breath before we begin. Let your shoulders relax. And remember, you can pause anytime, listen again, or simply rest and just listen without repeating. Either way is perfectly fine. This isn't a test. It's simply practice, gentle and unhurried.
Beautifully done. Take a moment now, just breathe. There's no need to remember everything perfectly. Even one small sentence remembered gently is enough progress for today.
If you'd like, you can replace these small details with your own city, your own day, your own words. That will help these sentences feel truly yours. And that's when they start to feel natural, whether you're using them in daily life or in an exam like IELTS, where natural, personal answers always sound stronger than memorized ones.
Thank you so much to every listener who joined us today. Whether you are relaxing, resting, preparing for something important, or simply listening with your eyes closed.
Thank you so much, Sophie. This was such a gentle and meaningful episode to share. And a very big thank you to every single listener who is here with us today. If speaking to strangers still feels a little hard for you right now, I want to say directly to you, that's completely okay. You don't need to feel ready today. Small talk is a soft skill, and it grows quietly, the same way trust grows, one small, calm moment at a time. Take care of yourself, rest well, and remember, confidence grows slowly, the same gentle way it grew today, one soft sentence at a time. There's no need to rush any part of this journey.
Before you go, don't forget to leave a comment and tell us about a small talk moment of your own. We read every single one, and it truly helps us know you're here. We'll see you gently in the next episode. Until then, take a deep breath, let your shoulders relax, and be kind to yourself.
Goodbye for now, and sleep well, or rest well, wherever this moment finds you.